The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world that the nice guys didn't exist. Need an education on how to grow your business? The nice guys are here to help. Learn about great customer service, networking, and how just being nice can help you prosper. Now, here are your hosts, Doug Sandler and Strickland Bonner.
Hey, nice guy community. Welcome back. Welcome back. I do hope you enjoyed those last 3 episodes that we did this week, because we did it while we're doing our mastermind the same week, and you asked for it, so we gave it to you. We are the hardest working guys in podcast business.
We totally are. And this is the Nice Guys on Business podcast. That guy, Strickland Bonner, and my name is Doug Sandler. And wow, what a great week this has really been. We've had the mastermind group. We had 2 amazing interviews. Today's with Jennifer Hecht, and Mondays with Dr. Sandra Lamorghese. Go back to Monday's episode if you have not checked that out. We are on fast record pace, over 40,000 downloads in the month of November. Strick, this is just a dream come true. I feel like Cinderella.
No, we had over. We're on a pace to do maybe 40,000. We did almost 40,000 in October.
Yeah, we were just less than 1,000 short. We were like 800 and something downloads short of 40,000, which was 10% more than the month before. I feel like the momentum though is a little bit slow. I don't feel like it's quite where it was maybe 6 months ago. So we got to figure out what to do to pick that up. Any suggestions?
Maybe we can ask all of our subscribers who are subscribed on Overcast right now to also subscribe on iTunes, because you never know. There could be like a zombie apocalypse that could wipe out Overcast.
That's true.
You never know. True. It's always good to have a backup, and we need the downloads on iTunes. We need to.
There was some interesting information. Oh, hey, wait a minute. My wife is coming in here. My wife very rarely comes into the studio. She must be.
Hi, studio.
Hi, Danielle.
Hi, wife.
What's going on, baby?
Hi.
Where are you going?
I'm leaving.
Can I tell you where? Can I explain where Danielle is going today?
I have no idea. Sure, of course.
Danielle, where are you going today?
I'm going to have a massage.
She's going to have a massage.
I'm so jealous.
She's all aglow, and Strickland is very jealous.
Hello, Strickland.
Hello, Danielle.
All right, baby. Well, have a great day. I'll see you at 5 o'clock. Bye. Mwah.
Bye.
Love you.
I love you.
And that's how we run our show. It is tight, it is professional, and it is right on point every time.
And
so
you would think after hearing that interaction that Doug would not need to talk to Jennifer Hecht, who is part of the dating advisory board, since he's not dating, but dating is business and business is dating. So yes, that is exactly why this interview is important, even if you're not dating.
There is such a huge overlap between the principles and the tactics and the approach to dating as there would be in business as well. You know, how to build relationships, how to make sure that you're talking on the same level, how to make sure that you're not sacrificing, the things that we're giving up too much in order to get back very little. Mm-hmm. Very interesting conversation that I had with Jennifer. Also, I had a chance to actually go on the Dating Advisory Board podcast as well, which is a video podcast. Mm-hmm. So if you haven't seen that, definitely go over to the Nice Guy community page on Facebook, which is niceshortcut.com. Just click on that. We'll put a link in the show notes that'll get you there as well. If you're not a member already, just go ahead and click on it, and we will approve you as a member. We don't have a lot of what's it, qualifications?
Yeah, no, we're pretty backed up.
Do you have a pulse?
No, right. Are you not a robot?
And do you listen to the show? If that is the case, then you are totally in. But anyway, I go on her podcast, the video podcast. It was a great setup, very professional, and we talk about all the same stuff, very similar. How dating is a business and business is dating, and very interesting. So tune in and check it out.
We didn't get to the promise statement, did we? You don't want to do the promise statement today?
Why don't you go ahead and read it to him? I think it's important that it comes from you every once in a while.
Okay. The promise statement is to provide a learning experience that is entertaining and adds value to your life. And I believe that was Doug basically saying, I don't have it up and I'm not sure how to get it.
I think here's the issue. And I've been saying this for the last many months, probably the last 2 years, actually, because you know how the promise statement has evolved and changed over the last couple of years. But I should just print it out and just keep it on my computer, right? Well, what do you do?
I have it in my show notes, in my OneNote.
I can't.
And all I got to do is
get there.
pull up my show notes. You can't get there because,
Quickly.
again, is this an Apple issue or is this a user issue?
No, because as soon as I click on the tab or click on the show notes, there it is. It's right there. But sometimes I click on see, since I do the interview, I click on the raw notes, just the notes of the interview subject. And so for me, behind the scenes, unless I actually look at it where I put it in the form that we are going to use when we give it to Anna, who does the overall show notes, I don't have it in front of me. So there's just too many documents I got to open at the same time. And then I want to get the interview subjects website up, and I want to get our guest bio and their LinkedIn profile. In case you ask me a question, I want to be able to answer it.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay.
I can't remember all the details to every interview that I do, and I love every client, every interview. I just have a very challenging time remembering anything about anybody after I hit the stop record button.
Yep.
These are the problems of a podcaster.
Yeah, first world podcast problems.
Well, and as I explained on Wednesday's show, Strick, those and so many more are the problems of podcasters. So
True. We did talk about that on the Wednesday show, which I don't know what details we talked about because we haven't actually recorded it yet. But we're going to be doing that in about 10 minutes, so it's all good.
We will do it.
It's our time machine.
What information do you have about Jen Hecht so that we can get to her interview? Anything?
Oh, God, you want me to actually do information about her? The Dating Advisory Board, her theme is like her mantra, dating is business and business is dating. And it's great. Who's behind the Dating Advisory Board? It's a business board. They have marketable dating strategies, which when they say dating strategies, it means like dating personal and dating business, because really it is about making that connection. Do you like how I made that up right off the top of my head as you asked me?
Did you really? That was pretty
I'm kind of
I'm looking through my notes trying to say that's pretty good. Where is that from exactly?
Well, it's bits and pieces from our website, but it's all about like throwing together the right bits and pieces. So
I had a very good time on the show. Check that out. We'll put that link to the here. I'll do that right now. I'll put that link in the show notes as well. Wow, she's got a really big picture of me. Oh God, that's kind of scary. All right. Anyway, let's get to our interview with Jen Hecht from the Dating Advisory Board here on the Nice Guys on Business podcast. You ready to do it?
I'm ready. Let's go, Jennifer Hecht.
Bringing a whole new definition to the term boardroom, our guest today, Jennifer Hecht, runs a company called the Dating Advisory Board. Here to share her practices, principles, and philosophies with the Nice Guys on Business today. Welcome, Jennifer, to the podcast.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Doug. I really appreciate being here.
This is like one of those that I was like so psyched because I've been watching it on the schedule, like rise to the top of the schedule. And,
yes.
And then I developed there was a theme today because right before you, it probably airing just a couple of days ago, maybe on a Monday or a Friday. I don't know which exactly the order, but we had a New York dominatrix. So it has been a good morning.
Yes, that is interesting.
Very interesting. So there's not much you'd say today that I would be shocked about after having her on the show.
Well, I'm going to try to keep it on the strategy side for both business and dating and how that correlates. So, but you never know what kind of stories we can come up with.
Yeah, if it ends up getting into leather and whips and chains and stuff, that's okay too, because I've now been completely desensitized to all that shit anyway, so we should be good. All right, let's start here. Dating is it's a business and business is a dating. Just dish a little bit about that. What do you think that means and talk about it?
Oh, yeah. So basically, my kind of tagline is dating is business and business is dating, right? Because, business relationships and personal relationships aren't that different, right? And the Dating Advisory Board takes real world business practices and discusses how those principles can be applied in the dating world. Because I usually say the game has changed over the years, and especially with online dating, it can be a bit overwhelming with so many websites and apps to click through. It becomes a full-time job. So where do you even begin? So, and how this kind of came about is because, I found myself back in the dating world after many moons, and I've been successful in business. I've been with the same company for 11 years, and I go in and we look into the businesses and see how they're running and how to make them run more efficient by using technology, and then partnering with some other companies that are, in my network that I trust and would do a good job for them. And I have like 300 just myself in 11 years. So, I know how to help, grow their business, even if it's from a marketing or technology standpoint. So I thought to myself, well, there's just got to be a better way, because me being a business person, like I can go into a business and say, okay, what's your core, what do you want to accomplish? Who is your target market? And then I started talking to some of my friends. I call them my advisory boards in my personal life, but they're also my advisory boards in business. They're very smart CEOs, entrepreneurs, and authors who have been very successful in their business. And I thought, there's got to be a way to translate that into the dating world. And that's how the dating advisory board was born. Because I thought, man, if I can give back to people some of these strategies that we use and kind of hack it into the dating world, it's a win-win, right?
And we even play it the other way, though, too. I mean, you can take a lot of the principles and philosophies that you've learned, and we have a resident dating expert and relationship expert. I think I connected you to, Dr. Karen.
I need to talk to her.
Yeah, yeah. We all need to talk to Dr. Karen a little bit more. But what's so cool about it is so many of the philosophies and principles that you apply in the dating world really do apply to the business world as well. So can you just spend a moment talking about that, because I know that it doesn't just go from corporate to dating. It can go from dating to corporate as well.
Yeah, so let me give you an example of how our podcast works. So I interview a series of CEOs, entrepreneurs who are specific experts in their fields, and we go over how business tactics can apply. So if they're in sales, in marketing, in PR, networking, branding, technology, advertising, etc., right? So give an example. Okay, in sales, right? You're going to fill your sales funnel. You're going to prospect those clients. You're going to go after a specific target market, right? You would have to know how your business is run, who are you targeting, what's your product, right? And then you translate in the dating world. You should have a specific market, your core non-negotiables that you're not going to steer from, and you shouldn't defer from them, because you wouldn't go out and date everybody. I mean, that would be really busy.
Well, Strickland would, though. I mean, maybe not now, but in his dating, I think anything that walked, it actually turned out to be a date of his.
Right, but if you came up with more of a strategic plan in the dating world, right? Like there's my non-negotiables. They have to have X, Y, and Z. They have to be loyal. They have to, be smart. They have to be funny. Or you kind of go through your own personal list of what attracts you, right?
But hold up a second. Doesn't that just seem? It's almost like, and I'm not saying this in any kind of derogatory way, but am I spreadsheeting what I'm actually looking for as a goal for my date? The same as I am in corporate world looking for my client?
Yep. Because think about it. I mean, look at, so I'll give you one example that we brought up. Ian Altman, he's amazing. He was on my podcast. He actually has a podcast called Grow My Revenue. I'll connect you guys. But so he would talk about like farmers only. Talk about very strategic. They are very specific on, okay, if you want to date a farmer or you are a farmer, come to our site and that's what you get. You're specific, right? You would be specific. So if you know that you like farming or you're in a farming lifestyle, you should use that site, and it's successful. They're very successful at what they do. So if you hone in on, like I have a lot of nonprofits. So for example, in business, so I know how those nonprofits work. I know that here is the technology, here is the CRM solutions that work best. I am very, confident in saying here are the solutions, and going into different nonprofit organizations that, hey, so-and-so down the road is using this kind of technology, especially if they have overseas, a lot of nonprofits have to fly overseas, or they have different company or different offices there. Then I will say, hey, X, Y, and Z is you doing this. Have you thought about this? Now, that way, you know your product. You know the type of people, like if you're really into rock climbing, you're probably going to be have a good relationship with, rock climbers, right? Because you share common goals, common interests, right? But if you're like to take naps all day, and the other person wants to go and run, like that's probably not going to work out in the long run.
How do you know when you start to, there's so many times that you get blinded by, oh, well, she had such a great sense of humor, or I loved her hair, or boy, did he have, he smelled really good. It's like, and then you date the same loser that you had been, same script, because that's really, oftentimes it's what it's about. It's about breaking out of your scripts and your routines. Right?
And I think that actually goes back to a deeper seated issue that we may need for Dr. Karen to discuss. But I mean, if you're trying to make up for the past, right? Everything's cyclical. So if there was issues that, you're keep dating the same type of person over and over and it's like, I don't understand why I keep dating the same person. Well, then you probably should go back and maybe talk to a psychologist or kind of feel like, why do I keep doing this? There are tons of books out there on that, as well as breaking that cycle and, dating who you really want to date. And I also say you also want to kind of look at like who you do a lot of self-reflection, right? So if there's maybe an insecurity within yourself, I mean, I didn't date for 2 years because I needed to do some self-work, right? Mm-hmm. And build your tribe of positive people, especially in business and dating. Think about that. Most successful people have mentors in many aspects of their life, right? Yeah. So, and you should have mentors. I mean, I don't know, I can't remember the name of the quote. It's like, you should be the least smartest person in the room, right?
Right? I don't have far to go. If I'm looking into a room that's looking for the least smartest person, I tend to be focused right on me. That's fine. I love to walk into a room with very smart people. I don't feel intimidated. I feel like there's a whole lot of help in this room that I'm going to get.
Right. I just look at it as a learning opportunity. Yeah. I have some friends say, Jen, you're always reading this stuff. Like, and I said, well, yeah, I mean, knowledge is power, right? I mean, the more you know about a certain thing and the more that you can hone and be a subject matter expert in your particular business field and be a subject matter expert in knowing what you want in the dating, you're just setting yourself up for success.
Oh, and I'm reading a lot of the stuff. We've had the interview set up for, about a month, maybe a little bit less now. And I'm always looking at like trying to do some research, and I don't want to just take the normal approach. Okay, let me go to LinkedIn and see what she's all about. I like to read your blog, because oftentimes when I'm reading people's blogs, and that's just like such a door, a window open to their soul. Yeah. You talk a lot about, whether it's through dating or through networking in your professional life, you talk about presenting your best self. Yeah. So it's not just about who you are looking at. It's when you turn the finger back and point at yourself, it's who are you? Right. So just spend a moment talking about presenting your best self and what that's all about.
Okay, yeah, and this is actually a really good point. I'm glad you brought it up, Doug, because I think that being authentic, and you're going to hear that a lot, and a lot of speakers that are really pushing this, and you're going to hear it more kind of a buzzword, but it's true. I mean, being an authentic person. I mean, I've seen so many times salespeople going into a boardroom one way and coming out a completely different way. And I think that does you a disservice, because that must be pretty difficult to, be Jekyll and Hyde, basically. And then in your personal life too, right? Because they say, like, when you go on dates, like you meet their representative, and you may not find out for 6 months later that they're crazy.
Wait, say that again. You meet their representative, meaning you're meeting the person, but it's not it's like,
right. Because everybody wants to, put their best foot forward, obviously, and impress people, but you have to have it to back it up. Right. And especially in the boardroom, like we talk about subject matter experts. I mean, you have to know your product inside and out, and you have to know yourself inside and out, and don't lie about it, right? Don't, falsify the information, because it will come out. And then if it does come out, then you've just lost that credibility.
All right, but hold up for a second, because I think that this might be an important point, and I'm not refuting anything that you're saying, but I'm going to create a little bit of a reality for me, and maybe for you with the statement, is that I remember when I first started dating my wife, and we've been married now for a year, and we had been dating for about 5 years. And in the beginning, it was, I always wanted to look sharp. I wanted to be sharp. I wanted to say the right things. I wanted to be funny. And while that truly is me, I am also a guy. I mean, literally it is. I'm looking at the clock right now. I think it's 20 after 11. I'm still in my pajamas. I got my baseball hat on. I got awesome. my glasses on. I got my podcast rocking, and I'm loving it. And, and she's doing the same. She's in the basement. She's got her pajamas on. She just got in the shower. It's like, okay, this is who we are. Those other people aren't not who we are. Right. But that was like when we had our representative come to dinner, wasn't it?
Well, that's I think a difference between a representative is representing like core values, right? Or saying something that's not actually true, right? You say that you're, an entrepreneur, or not even an entrepreneur. I mean, you can say you work somewhere and then you end up don't, or something like that. I'm talking about, like you're over promising and under delivering,
showing the size 4 in the picture and showing up as a size 10. Is that what you're saying?
I just saying that you have to, I want to talk about profile pictures. And so maybe that was a good segue into this.
I didn't mean to say there was anything wrong with a size 10, ladies in the nice guy community. Size 10 is great. Maybe I should have said a different size. I'm going to just step back right now. Yeah. Put my foot in there.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, yeah.
Go
No,
ahead.
but let's talk about that, because you want to post. So can we go into the profile picture? I feel like this is a good segue.
Jennifer, you're running this interview. You go.
I'm running the show. Watch out. Could get interesting.
I got my swell bottle right next to me. I'm going to just take a little sip and you take your time and do your thing.
Okay. All right. So basically, in profile pictures, there's a very distinct thing between your LinkedIn profile. Let's use LinkedIn as an example because, in the business community, we use that a lot, right?
Yeah.
And I think different social platforms allow for different maybe summaries or different pictures. I would 100% think that LinkedIn should be professional. It's a professional business networking tool. But I see now some people are using it more like a Facebook. And I don't necessarily think that's a good idea.
No, I don't like that. I think that there's a certain Facebook is for Facebook and LinkedIn is for LinkedIn. It's definitely a whole, when people start posting stuff, personal stuff in LinkedIn, I don't even tune into that. But on Facebook, I'm all about it.
Yeah, I'm all about it too. I mean, because, more LinkedIn is more open, I would think, for the majority of it, and Facebook and majority of it, like, it's closed to your core network. But, so let's talk about like pictures. Okay. Mm-hmm. So let's just go down that road.
All right, go ahead.
Hot minute. Okay.
I'm ready.
So I had my girlfriend and I, she, one of my best girlfriends, she's on these dating sites too. And we're obviously professional on LinkedIn as well. And we started going through these pictures and I thought to myself, you should, in business, number one, you should have a professional photographer take your picture. Mm-hmm. I mean, hands down, different looks. You can Google it online if there's and even have a friend. I mean, look at how advanced these phones are nowadays, right?
Taken with the iPhone 7, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so put those the best because you are your brand, right? You are your brand in your professional life, and you are the brand now in your personal life. I call it like now you are the products, right? So. Mm-hmm. So let's go into the dating app. So my whole thing I would say in LinkedIn is just have a professional picture and have a high quality summary. Take the time to write your profile out correctly in LinkedIn if you're trying to network with people and learn about their businesses. And that's what the premise of the whole community basically is how can we help you? Not like, what can you give me? Right?
Yeah.
So let's go into some of I will not name the app, but it is a very good app. But I will say it's very interesting. I'm going to say that I'm going to give you a few pointers what to not post and what to post. Okay. So let's start with the funnier things for the do not post. Okay. Number one, if your main picture, your main picture should be like a wow statement. I think they should be professionally taken, or at least with the iPhone 7. There's no reason whatsoever that anyone should have a blurry picture. There's no reason.
Right.
So I saw one where it was like 2 blurry pictures and then 2 clear, but they were far away. I'm like, that's kind of deceptive marketing in my opinion, right? So that's number one. And number 2, no smiles. So you're not smiling, like, you're just not fun. Like, I don't, and they're like, there's one guy who had
wait. Are you saying don't smile, or you're saying you need to smile?
You need to smile.
Yeah.
You see that you have a personality.
Yes. I completely agree with that.
These guys are just like this one guy. I'm like, you just kind of look like a serial killer.
Okay.
It's just like so serious. And this is not, dating's supposed to be fun. You're interacting with people, right? So, and then, if they're unprofessional. So, that's just kind of, I don't know how to really say it.
No, I get it. Unless you're a dominatrix in New York, you should have all of your clothes on in your photo.
Yeah. Like, for an example, it's not Christmas, no Santa hats or pictures in front of the Christmas tree right now.
And then somebody might argue with you and they might say, well, but that's my personality and I love Christmas and this is who I am.
Let's not skip the best holiday ever. Let's be honest. Clearly, Halloween's getting upset by this right now. Okay,
that's so
they
true.
need to be up to date. This is back in the summer. You see this, which is fine. Like, there may be a picture that they really like, but make it kind of relevant, like you would in business, right? From a marketing perspective. And then pictures in front of cars. I don't know. Not unless you're working on them or own a dealership. It kind of looks tacky.
You mean the idea of posting in front of a rented Lamborghini or somebody else's his car or something like that. Not good. Not good.
Right. I just thought that was kind of like, are you really into cars? So just put that in the summary, right?
No, I'm good with that. Or, hey, on Facebook, great spot for a photo. Look at me in front of the rented Lamborghini or something like that.
Exactly. And then my other one, this is one of my favorites. Naps. Someone said, I really like to take naps. They are a necessity. Now, where I agree they are, but you're kind of coming off as like I'm lazy and I want to sleep all the time and I don't want to do anything. So
I love naps and I take a nap almost every day, and I'm not going to put that in my profile because it's just kind of like writing things in an email. Sometimes the tone or what you mean gets completely misinterpreted.
Right. And then I love the half seas picture, right? So like there's an arm and a landscape and like really? Like, it's a really pretty picture, but your arm's not really telling me a lot about what's going on here.
All right, good advice for profile LinkedIn pictures. So you.
No, that's really that's for the more on the dating ones. So that's the example.
I got it. Well, but they fall like hand in hand in LinkedIn. Also, I thought the whole time we were just talking about LinkedIn. No.
Yeah, no, I was talking about having professional pictures on both. But what I'm saying is that this is what we're seeing on the dating apps. I'm not necessarily saying not as much, but I'm just saying in LinkedIn, you should have more, you should definitely have a professional picture.
No, I agree. What advice do you have for the nice guy community members that are single and they are searching challengingly for love?
Yeah. Okay. So like I said, I would have, so there's kind of, I would say a lot of times, sometimes people are uncomfortable talking about themselves, right? When they're thinking about writing their text or their summary and their profile. So ask your advisory boards, right? Ask your friends, hey, write a few sentences about me. What do what do you think my good qualities are? What do you think about me?
Because it's testimonials, right?
Testimonials, right? On who you are. And then you can take that and then kind of edit it. And then what you want to do is have kind of like, I think there's maybe on this one, there's like 4 or 5 pictures you could load, right? And have a different sense of your personality. So like for me, like I'm big into tennis. I was 24 in the nation. I played number 1 for Coastal Carolina, right? So tennis is a big part of my personality. So there's a tennis, if there's tennis or working out or outdoors, like, on the beach running or what, I'm not running, but, just something kind of funny on that. And then
a little Bo Derek style, the slow-mo video.
Exactly. So, and just, show your personality. I know some people would say, oh, well, I look for proof, like, if they have friends in the picture. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I know my friends don't want to be on these dating sites. I can't put them up there. Doesn't mean I don't have them. But I tell you,
if you just list who you are and you share any of your personality, they're going to know. Somebody's going to know. And I'm a married guy, and I don't think I've ever even been on a dating site, but I would have to tell you, if I read something about somebody, I can tell very quickly if this is somebody that I want to hang out with or not.
Right. And I would say funny trumps a lot.
Yeah.
If you can come with the fun, like I saw one guy says like Vanderlei Industries, that's where he worked, and I about lost it. I almost spit out my water. I was laughing so hard, right? So if you can come up with these kind of, because I'm big into the movies, and so if you have that kind of personality to show, it shines, right? So because girls want funny, they want personality. Trust me.
I am. I received my invite to come on the board to actually come on your show. I'm so looking forward to it. It's going to be. I hope I don't need a resume though, because I had a misstep or two along the way.
No. It's going to be real.
But I hear practice makes perfect though, right?
It does.
All right. So I have these 5 questions that I want to ask you because we're running out of time. We have like so much to talk about. I feel like the interview just started and we barely scratched the surface. But we have we're running out of time. I promise a nice guy community we would do every interview in under 30 minutes, and so far I haven't made that once. I try really hard though. All right, so I'm going to give you 5 questions. For each of these questions, you have literally 20 seconds. I'm going to do my best to stay the hell out of your answer, but I want to just ask the questions. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Question number 1. Be relatable. What do you suck at?
Oh man. That's a great question. What do I suck at? Sometimes I procrastinate.
Even with the answer, that was really good.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Question number 2, be transparent. How did you pay your bills when you first got going?
How do I pay my bills, like out of college? Or
you answer the question, interpret it how you want.
So when I moved to DC, I moved to Reston. My aunt and uncle, my uncle's big in telecom, so I actually had help. I had a full ride scholarship, so I didn't have any debt.
Excellent.
Luckily.
Okay.
Yeah.
Be confident. What do you do as an entrepreneur that's as good as it gets?
I think just being myself and being authentic. I mean, that's really what you want to do. I mean, I try to help other people. I mean, like doing the dating advisory board, right? So, taking the knowledge that I have from my friends and then putting it out for the masses.
All right. Question number 4, be humble. What experts did you need to call upon to make shit happen for you?
The expert, my advisory boards, right? My friends, like in same in business, they're very big on community, and I'm so thankful that I'm friends with them, and they teach me every day, and what to be grateful for. You have your affirmations, meditations, and try to stay away from those negative Nancys out there.
I love how you call everybody that is a influencer in your life your advisory board, because it really does, in my mind, it puts there's a definition. It's like, who do I go to talk to about that? It's like every time I reach a stumbling block in my life, shit, see, this is what happens. I told you I was going to get out of the 5 questions.
That's okay.
You're supposed to keep me on track.
I know, sorry.
Yeah, it's interesting about it though, because you actually have a name which gives them a solid component part of your life.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't have this advisory board. Like when Strick and I always think about this mastermind group that we're putting together, and we're actually having, I'm going to invite you. You'll get an email. I don't know if I've already sent you an email, but you will be getting an email for this, this mastermind group that we're putting together in November. And it's, until we actually said that, I never really thought, well, maybe I need like a group of people that can help me build this. But you have an advisory board for a number of them for things in your life.
Yes, I think it's crucial to your success.
All right, last one. Before I get to the real personal shit, be realistic. Where are you going to be in 90 days, and how far into the future can you actually see?
Well, I talk about putting things out into the universe, and I'm just a very driven person anyway. Ever since I was younger, I said, I'm going to, play tennis. I'm going to be top in the country. I'm going to, play for Division I and play number 1. And I think when you set those kind of goals, that's being realistic. So for me, like the next 90 days is, I'm doing a couple new pages on the website, doing more Facebook live videos, my top 3 questions that we can tie into business and dating, and then starting a book actually. So, but I can't talk too much about it, but, and then finish, and I'm not going to finish that in 90 days, but I'm going to try.
You've gone way over 20 seconds. I'm going to tell you that.
Sorry.
But answer the second part. How far into the future do you think you can see?
I mean, I at least see, 2 or 3 years down the line.
That's great.
Yeah.
I can't get beyond like this 90-day thing. I mean, for me, I can't get beyond my tasks. I can set a goal, but I can't really see it.
I can see it. You got to whiteboard it.
Yeah.
Because if you don't look at it every day, like I have a whiteboard right here, like, and I have, what's on my book and what I need to, work on, and I have lists every day. See, that helps me.
That's really cool. Yeah, I do my lists. I'm a very good list maker, and I love crossing things off the list. I'm so good at making lists that if I do something that wasn't on the list, I write it on the list and then I cross it off immediately. That's
I love
my
it.
style, though. All right, we are concluding, wrapping up here. Just time for a personal question or two.
Sure.
Okay, great. You have a cell phone?
Oh God. Yes.
All right. Do you have an iPhone or anything in?
I have an iPhone.
Okay, good. I have an iPhone, Doug. I'm not.
I have an iPhone.
Okay, great. Go to your picture app. What is the last photo that you took?
My last photo that I took.
Now, you can imagine, I remember I said I had the dominatrix on right before you.
Oh, it was a picture of my kids.
That's pretty tame.
My boys, yeah.
That's good. And go to your texting app. What is the last text you sent and the last text you received?
Okay, so let's see. Okay, so I got a Skype access code confirmation.
Oh, that's right, because
had some tough, but then I just got another one from one of my best girlfriends about doing lunch. I think it's just so important that you do health checks for your clients and your friends all the time, even if it's lunch or coffee or just calling to see how things are going.
No, I completely agree with that for sure. All right, so you have passed the Nice Guys on Business test. Very nice. we'll air this episode now.
Okay, great.
Hey, thanks, Jen, for being a part of it. Nice Guy community, never underestimate the power of nice. Jennifer Hecht, all of the information will be in the show notes about how to reach out to her and check out her podcast and about this soon to be or future to be released book and some other projects that she's actually given me some information on that I probably can't share with you quite yet. But anyway, so thanks, Jen, for being a part of the show.
All right, thank you. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much, guys.
Steve O'Brien, go ahead and take us out of here.
Are you sure the legal department cleared this? Okay then. For the Nice Guys on Business, I'm Steve O'Brien. Hey, if these bozos want to get sued, that's their business. Leave me out of it. Wait, we have a legal department?